Hi everyone, I'm Shawn Todd and I'm one of the owners of ECIVDA. I'm also a certified financial planner and I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about what's going on in the markets, what we're seeing in your portfolios, and how we make smart decisions in the midst of all of this noise, especially as the headlines continue to ramp up in response and we're all paying attention to what happened yesterday with Liberation Day. There's certainly been no shortage of volatility lately. Interest rates, inflation, global uncertainty, and now political narratives starting to influence the markets as well. Talk of tariffs, and we were experiencing some of this. It's been changing seems to be an ongoing basis. Trade wars and what is being deemed by President Donald Trump as calling it Liberation Day is a potential shift towards isolationist economic policies under his second term. This is certainly causing us a lot of emotions and a lot of reaction, particularly in the markets today. But remember, markets react to headlines on the short term. Over the long term, they respond to real fundamentals and global economic health. So here's what you're not going to hear in the news. Here's what you're not going to see in your social media feed. A lot of things are working. Bond yields are paying. Bonds in defensive sectors, real assets, infrastructure are holding their ground. There's an incredible amount of capital spending going on in the US, which will be positive for many infrastructure assets. Many of your portfolios, have global diversification, and that gives us insulation from these political and domestic shifts, even something as disruptive as the tariffs that we're experiencing. So here's where the biggest risk is. The biggest risk is not what we're going to see today or the negatives we see in the paper or the reactions that we have. The biggest risk is going to come from ourselves and how we react to what we see today. It's incredibly emotional. When we make moves, from financial moves particularly, based on fear, we often miss the recovery. We often cause ourselves a great deal of pain. Remember, the market's best days often follow the worst days. So sitting on the sidelines, sometimes in cash, might feel safer, but historically, it's a very expensive decision that can cost a lot to your financial progress. So about this idea of Liberation Day, the concept that tariffs and protectionisms will revive local economies, whether that plays out or not for President Trump, remember, these are political strategies, not financial plans. Portfolios like yours are built across regions and sectors specifically to weather the storm, to get through good days and bad days, changes in political climate, changes in risk, and certainly get through some uncertainty. So your financial freedom comes from having a plan, to being resilient, to being thoughtful and disciplined and aligned with your particular goals, something that your financial planning team and advisory team will have always considered for you, especially here at our firm. So we don't want to react to headlines. We don't want to react to political decisions necessarily without some thought. And we certainly don't want to react to temporary noise. We're watching things very closely. You don't have to. That's our job as planners and advisory teams for you. But you want to make sure you're communicating your needs. If something in your life has changed, then you need to make sure that your advisory team is aware of that. Otherwise, I can assure you you'll be on track, and this will fall inside of the normal scope of how investing will go. Your advisory team, and especially our clients here at ECIVDA, are here for you. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. I hope this helps.